Well, hello there, humans, bees, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and who you're lucky enough to be doing it to on Bushka on Blitz. And gee, I'm really excited to be bringing you this replay. This is me in the KV4. It's not that exciting. I'll get to exactly why I'm doing this in just a tick. Today we're going to have a look at two games. One's me in an A75, and the other one is a Batchat video sent in by a friend of the channel, Dimitar. Dimitar's been hanging around for a long time, sending me replays. He's featured before in the shoulder or wonking and all that kind of thing. Good bloke, and we'll be featuring him at the end. It's in the Tier 9 Batchat. If you'd consider sponsoring the channel and becoming a patron, there's lots of cool stuff goes on. You've probably heard me talking to the patrons in the Discord channel. There's a Telegram chat channel. There is a podcast and a video every damn week. So jump on up. Now, what I'm doing here is putting the stock turret on the KV4. And the reason I'm showing you is this. This is a better turret for the KV4, in my opinion. Nowadays, people pick the top of the turret on the KV4, and that's all well and good. And you put the stock turret on, and it's got a much more difficult to pen. It doesn't have the huge weak point on top, which stops you from side scraping off low-slung objects like rocks and things, or really a Boeing 747. The tank is that tall. But an interesting thing's been happening, and I'm not sure if this is regularly happening or not, but you're going to see the gun that you can run with on that turret. The top one is 120mm. It's 400 alpha. It's a very average Russian gun, and then you work your way through. And one of the reasons you run the very top turret, not the stock turret, sorry, the stock turret's a 400mm, is you get to run the ZIS. The ZIS gun is a lot cooler, and yeah, look at it. That's the top gun on the stock turret. It's absolutely not meant to be like that, and it didn't used to be like that. But what I found is if you swap out the top turret and put in the stock turret, you can see how it's much, much lower to the ground, and there's only that one weak point on top, which is tougher to pen than the big weak point you get on the very, very tall upgraded turret. As long as you go back and do it again and again every couple of matches, it lets you stick with this ZIS, the top gun, which is the main reason you'd go for the top turret, because this gun's really good. You know, it's quite accurate for a Russian heavy gun. It's got very good pen. It's got a good rate of fire, and it's far more useful than the crappy guns you get on a normal Russian heavy. Like, people love that IS-5, and Swiss and I played with the IS-5s a lot the other day, and man, its gun handling is just atrocious. I still think the AMIGOS 5100 is a better tank than that, but there you go. That's just me. Other people don't. Everyone's allowed to have different opinions, and that's why we call it fun. That's why forums were invented, so we can all yell at each other. But just a hat tip, I found this the other day when I was running out, and I often do this. I swap the turrets out because the top turret is very hard to hide, and this one's not. And I couldn't believe my luck, where I kept ending up with the top turret gun and the bottom turret's armor and joy and frivolity. So there you go. Now, this is the E75. This is a fun game. The reason this is a fun game is because I was on the telephone the entire time. Now, I toyed with talking you through exactly what was going on the telephone, but I didn't want to make fun of my mum, because she rang me for tech support. And honestly, if anyone out there has a mum, and I think a lot of us do, that rings us for tech support with questions about why do they want all my pictures, why does this go to the cloud, who can see it? I don't want everyone seeing it. Can everyone see this? Well, they can see it because they're on my phone. They can see them. They're on my phone. Anyway, and you're going to see a couple of moments where I do really odd things like fumble through ammo changes and then just shoot the ground and stuff. And that's me trying to tech support my mother while facing a rising tide of panic and excitement. And you're going to see exactly why as the game progresses. Now, I'm in the E75, the very, very solid, old, friendly German tank. There we go. Very slow armor change there for Bushka. Oh, you got it on, mate. Good work. You know, anyway. And 75, still a really good tank. Really good tank. Not as much fun for me as the VK4502B, but that's me. I still think it's a really good tank. And especially when it's upgraded, it becomes an absolute champion. It's still big and slow and heavy, and it's still got lots of armor. And I think with those two factors, everything's going to be okay. Did you see that? I actually swapped to armor. Ammo. Anyway, non-stop action and joy. No one dead yet. Everyone just working the phone lines with their mum and sorting out the tech support, telling them why the Google wants them in the clouds and how no one's going to steal their information because they're not that exciting. But anyway, I digress. Just be aware that if you see some really odd movements, it's because I got the phone tucked under my chin and I'm still trying to get the job done. Now, the rest of the team's down there in the middle, on the tip of the spear, which is exactly where you should be in a big German pie eater like this. This tank used to be a nightmare, just so you know, to grind. A lot of tank stock are tough to grind, but back in the day, this thing had 3 engines, and the bottom engine was tragically underpowered. So even if you had massive amounts of cruise skills, you just couldn't get this thing to move. And I remember trying to get up the hill on Copperfield in an E75 and always being the last one there. And Wargaming did a pretty good job at minimizing the trouble and the angst of getting through this tank, and actually gave it just the 2 engines and really upped the ease of everything. And there you go, we get our 3rd kill, actually. Pretty bloody good. Pretty damn impressive. And that made the tank a lot easier and a lot more accessible as far as I was concerned, and cut out a big portion of the grind that was really needless. I mean, grinding 3 engines? Jeez, we had it tough. Oh, love that roll. Thank you very much. And we've got a top gun already, and we're pumping down the flank. And it's about now that I realise there's a chance at a RAS here. This is a chance at a RAS. Oh, base. Let's get a RAS. Let's play some highfalutin. Just put one. Yeah, do nothing there. And then I'm wiggling and jiggling, and I managed to bait out of an errant shot from the Lemon Marksman. And what I'm doing is I'm looking back here to get rid of that 54 and the 44 that are on the flank, because I'm a kill-stealing clown. And I'm securing all the kills that a man can possibly secure. Now, big hat tip here to Vantrius, my mate Vantrius. He wants some help versus the IS-8. I understand that, but he's actually looking pretty safe there versus the IS-8. And I really need to get this T-44. Ah, the blind shot for the 6. Vantrius puts 450 into the back of the IS-8. Don't kill him, Van. Don't you go killing him. There's the Russenai. Rah, Russenai, Russia's greatest love machine. La pa 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 pa. Nearly 4,000 damages. And a top gun. There you go. Have a Russenai. Take a screenshot so you can throw it to the kids in Telegram, in the Patreon Telegram channel. Let everyone know you still got it. Oh, dear God. 1360 experience, which is actually a fairly decent game overall. Good going, Vantrius from Phoenix, for not pumping up and taking that last kill. Now we're going to have a look now at Dimitar, and he's from the Vive clan on the EU server, and he is rolling hot, hard, and heavy in Batchat. He's in the 25, so he's in the tier 9, all well and good, and he is going to make a bid for freedom down the northern flank of Copperfield. Now this is one of my least favourite maps in the world. The reason being that if you lose the flank on Copperfield, or you get matchmaking where you don't have enough mediums and lights and your tanks are really too slow to contest the flank, you can kind of get screwed, because you've got to push top and take the top really quickly, and you've got to do it without taking too much damage in the process. And you've got to do it basically without getting sniped to high heaven by everyone who is down here on this flank. And that's a tough gig, because honestly, the mediums and the lights are out here so quickly that they really do get open slather shots on the side of your tank. But they've done a reasonable job here. The Leopard PTA has realised he can't really contest versus 2 lights and a medium out here, and he's pushed all the way up. And Dimitar has missed him with that one, but he's got 3 in the clip here, and he makes short work of Aboga 24 in the Leopard PTA. And there you can see the heavies moving up. Now this is the meta of the map. It's too small. You're going to see when we look across here through the gun scope of the 25, we're going to see that you're only about 350 metres away, which is not a long way for tanks at tier 10, especially ones with shell velocities in excess of 1,000 metres per second. Yeah, the ST1 is really not happy with the world. But I mean, that's Copperfield for you. It's a horror show like this. It's a really tough one to deal with. Dimitar going for the patented Bushka no-scope. Look at Malk Hassan. He's really losing his lunchbox. You know, he's got his lips out like a 2-bob watch and he's really not happy. But anyway, Dimitar, he's still got plenty of shells in the old kit and caboodle, and he's moving and hustling and moving onwards because the Reds are flanked, and we now get to play the Copperfield clockwork, as I like to call it, where people basically go round in a circle, try not to get kicked in the butt by the other team's tip of spear. It's just a horrible map. It's really, really bad. But for all that, it's the one we're on today, so I'll stop rabbiting on about it. Dimitar in the Batchat is looking for a little bit of glory. And there's a reason I've got this up on channel, because if you watch it to the end, you'll see why. The AMX is very, very wide open there for the Snipey McSniperson of the Batchat. The 25T really looking for a little bit of action. He's positioned himself very well. He's going to leverage some hit point damage off the guys down there on his team, which are spotting targets up. There's the IS-3, just touches him up in the derriere, stops him dead, gets another one in, looking for a third and final shot in the clip so he can make full use of the autoloader. Not really seeing it there, but he's hanging on to it, and luckily he does, because there's the AMX 5120, and that's kill number 2 for my good mate Dim. Dimster, as they call him in the club. Dimster's now pushing round and down, eastbound and down, and there he goes. There is someone down there that is well within the purview of a one-clip wonder like the Batchat. And he's only going to need 2 out of the 3 to get the job done there for the 3rd kill. Ziborsig. Tata, Mr. Borsig. But still, a lot of tanks left. Now, he can't see anything there. Is he going to go for the full reload? He is indeed, ladies and gents, because one of the keys to playing this tank well is actually finding the opportunities in the game to cycle through a full reload so that when the enemy come up and pop again, you are there and ready to go with all 3 shells in the clip, which will give you an average of 930 damage. 310 alpha on the 105mm. Now, you might be saying 105mm have 350 alpha, but Wargaming have really rolled with the autoloaders going at 310 alpha on the 105s. Just look at the T54E1 as well, it's got the same deal. Dim's looking for a shot on that M103. A lot of salt going on here at the moment on the European server. I thought NA was particularly salty with a very piquant twist, but it would appear that the EU server is every bit as salty as advertised. Now, there are 2 tanks left. One of them is holding fort there, and Dim just really needs him to hang on there. He's got the reload, 3 seconds, yes, love it. The AMX 5100, Dim's going to unload another one into the side of him, and then he's on a full reload. There's 3 Reds left though. He's conserved his hit points exceptionally well, and he's not stopped doing damage the whole time. Now, for those of you who think that's a poor style of play, make note of the fact that he's in a tank with absolutely no armor profile whatsoever, and the fact that he's been able to leverage hit points and do damage on a map this small is a testament to, you know, having a little bit of good game mechanics and skill. Excellent shot there into the butt of the IS-3, and he's backing it up big style because he knows if he can absolutely hold on and reload, not only will he be on a Kolobanov, he'll be on that rarest of rarefied air, the Kolobanovsky mixed in with a RAS. And there you go. There is kill number 6. And is he going to go forward or back down? Oh, it looks like Kamiya Cropper. He gets the last one in and backs it up. He just needs to get through this. Hasn't blown the turbo yet. Here comes the M103. Oh, don't do it to him. Dim, come on, mate. Come on, buddy. Just hang in there. Blown the turbo. No, he knows he can do it. One more. Don't roll high. You little bloody beauty. He can do this. Oh, dear God. It's gone for a full reload. He's had the absolute train wreck that is the... Oh, bang! Everyone goes home a winner. Let's watch that last one in full glory. Now, I want to talk you through the biggest pain in the bum that I've ever seen in terms of game mechanics, and something that I have no idea why Wargaming persists with in punishing low ammo loadout autoloaders. Dim's got 1 round of AP left because the Batchat has just a stupidly low amount of ammunition. When you consider tanks like the E50 and the 62A and all that get like 70 rounds, and the Batchat just doesn't have enough ammo to get the job done. In fact, I run with no high explosive in my Batchat now because of situations like this. He has 1 round of AP left. Why is that important? Because Dim's played really well. He's got 6 kills. He is in a position, and if you watch my Batchat, the tier 10 vid, you would have seen a game I lost in exactly this position. He's done the right thing. He's conserved his hit points to the end because he's got no armor, and he's then going to go and nut this M103. He's got him on toast. 5 seconds on the reload. M103 can't reload that quickly. All he has to do is get through this, fire 1 round, and then 2 rounds in, and he'll be apples. But of course, that's not going to happen because Dim's going to fire this last round into the M103, which is all well and good, and then the game is going to automatically reload because it switches to APCR. It's going to take him through a full 16-second reload all over again, and it's going to make him basically risk losing a Rasenai Kolobanov. Massive game. I think that's a travesty, and Wargaming really need to give a lot of thought towards either giving the Batchat more ammo or actually deleting this whole reload joke from autoloaders when they run out of one particular ammo type. I mean, it doesn't happen with any other tank. They've already got to worry enough about all other kinds of issues like no gun elevation, no gun depression, no armor, no on the move camo right now. Anyway, hats off. Brilliant game, Dimitar. 4,337 damage, high caliber, Kolobanovsky, Top Gun, and the RAS. You, my friend, are an absolute rip snorter. And if you guys want to subscribe to Dim's channel, he is available for that. You can just go to Dimitar Chikov 75 at World of Tanks Blitz. He's all over YouTube. Great kid, great human, and loves a bit of tanking justice. So that's it for me, boys and girls. Just a bit of a different one today. Bit of a footloose and fancy-free gameplay thing rather than trudging through some kind of review or tournament or injustice that's been done to men and women and children and dogs worldwide. I'm Bushka on Blitz. Look after yourselves. Try and be nice to each other. There's too much salt in the air. Too much salt here these days. It's like we're living next to the ocean, next to the Gulf of Mexico. Bye for now.